Greetings and salutations from Reef Rod Aquatics. This video is going to be a little long-winded. I'm doing my best to actually keep the community informed in regards to the Neptune APEX systems, the control systems that we use on our reef tanks to keep a second eye out for us and to help us manage our tasks. Basically, to give a little bit of background to the story, I have a 90-gallon SPS dominant system that basically I have two power bricks in there. One is the EB832 that came with the new Apex Pro unit or whatever it was that I bought a few years ago. The other one is a old EB8. It's the old black box. I had that left over from when I bought the original Apex back in the day, and it still works. But I got to thinking, and I got some decent gear on this aquarium, and I'm generally trying to film it all the time, and it's like, why don't you just yank that big black box out of there and swap it out for another one of your other systems that it doesn't really need to be all that pretty for, it just needs to do a task and be done. So I thought about it and said, all right, rip it out. Ripped it out. Got down all my information, all my ports and all my outlets and everything else, and tried to make sense of the mess that I was about to get into. Removed the old EB832 from the other system. It was working. Went ahead, put it into the aquarium, plugged it in, hooked up all the USBs, started everything up. Lo and behold, I have zero power coming out of any of my outlets, and I've got this exclamation point with a circle around it. And if you click through some of the options that you have for the EB832, when you get down to the actual outlet, it says error, voltage error, or something like that. And I said, well, what the hell is this? So I went ahead, hit Google like anybody else would, did my homework, did my research, went to Neptune Apex Forum, went to Reef, read around, studied around, and basically there's a lot of people out there saying that, hey, all I had to do was update my firmware and the error went away. So I'm like, okay, I'll do that. Went ahead, updated the firmware, and lo and behold, now both energy bars are giving the same exact error. Kind of odd, but I digress, and we'll get back to that in a second. So my next step was to figure out exactly what the hell is going on with these two bricks, which are technically bricks. They're no good. Outlets say that stuff's on, but there's no power there at all. So went ahead and searched the internet, got some help from a few people that have already torn apart these bricks, and basically I'll show you what's going on the bench in my utility room here. All right, so here we are in my utility room. Apologize for the mess. But basically, that's blinking right now because it's not hooked up to a head unit. But even though it's not hooked up to a head unit, it still has other fallbacks on 3, 6, and 7. And I assure you, when you plug these in, you're not getting any kind of power out of them. They're dead. They're not on. So I looked it up, and basically they say that this little power supply right here, it does have an LED that is supposed to be solid on all the time. Mine was not on all the time. They also say that if this is having an error, it will blink. Mine was not blinking. Mine just was not coming on at all. And I did have voltage, 120 volts. On both of these ends, so that's not the case. But the funny thing is, with it actually removed from the system, I'm still getting the same exact issue. So suffice it to say, that's my issue. This was right here mounted, and you could tell where I desoldered it and removed it from the board. But basically, in a nutshell, what this little power supply does, and see if I can point at it without frying myself, these relays turn on these outlets. And if this guy is bad, it cannot turn on these outlets the 24 volt system, the control board here, right, says 3, 6, and 7 should be on, and it's probably calling for it, but it can't happen because this guy right here is bad. And that's basically it. Give you a little bit of background. This is the 24 volt power supply, and this is the small control boards that basically are sort of the brain of it all. And this guy is basically just the step down transformer from 110 to control all those relays in there. So there you have it. That's where we're at right now. I feel supremely confident that my troubleshooting and diagnosis is correct. That power supply board is bad. I'm also considering offering repairs for the EB832. If this is basically all that really goes wrong with them, maybe I have to figure out where they're getting the 24 volt power supply so I can replace that as well. We're going to be offering service for this as well on our website. 180 bucks? No. I'm thinking 100 bucks. Part itself only costs $7 to $12, and I'm probably looking at about an hour, hour and a half at most, actually putting my work into it. So it's not going to be 180 like Apex is believed. The last time I checked, this is what they're charging, is $180 to repair your old brick versus $280 to buy a brand new one. That doesn't seem right. So if you're in a Nashville local area, Nashville, Murfreesboro, that general area, expect to see an update soon from our website as far as us having this available for a service. I think it's a great service. It's a great convenience to people out there, and it'll help people hopefully get over this hump of having to deal with a lot of these manufacturers and what it is that they're producing. This is expensive, so you know, there's a lot of us, including myself, that really, we don't have money for a lot of this tech stuff. So when something like this comes along, luckily I'm a 29-year industrial technician, so I've worked on 8,000 watt lasers that cost $5 million. I'm not really beyond messing around with a Neptune Apex. I feel supremely confident in doing that. But I have one part coming tomorrow. I just got the notification from Amazon that it has shipped and it's still on time. And I have 2 more coming. That's going to be Monday. But I will keep everybody updated and keep this video running, and I'll let you guys know what it is that we found out. Alrighty, so day 2. We got the part in, and I will go ahead and show you what's going on. Alrighty, so back at the bench. We know that we're blinking because we're not connected to the head unit. Fallbacks are 3, 6, and 7. They are working. And if I can do this without electrocuting myself. There you go. There's the red LED on the newly installed step down power supply for the outlets. Good job. Alrighty, so there you have it. Yes, the repair worked. It worked on both bricks. I'm getting them installed right now as I speak. But if you are in the Nashville, Murfreesboro area and you have a Neptune Apex and you need a repair, if it's the power brick or the Triton, give us a call, 615-427-7038, or stop by our website at www.reeferoutaquatics.com, and we'll do our best to get the help that you need, and you deserve it. So be good, keep on reefing, guys.